This coming week, I want to take you on a tour of the neighborhood. I will walk you through the different parts of the Solari Report website and describe how you can use our offerings to ensure you get the most from your subscription. If you haven't checked out our welcome page, it's on the right on the dark blue navigation bar on the homepage, and I would encourage you to do so. It describes the most important features that you can access at the Solari Report. The Solari Report is like a buffet, whether current interviews and commentary or a rich collection of interviews, wrap-ups, and materials published since 2008. You have access to a wealth of materials. Like any buffet, you want to take what is most useful to you and leave the rest for when it may be useful. Each person is unique: your purpose, your place, your interests, your resources. Our audience is beyond diverse. We share a thirst to live a free and inspired life and to help others do the same, but our experience, needs, and interests vary widely. So at Solari, we try and focus on getting you a good map of your world and ideas on how to manage risk. And we find that most financial losses occur as a result of not understanding the world we find ourselves in and where it's heading. Our subscribers also find it challenging to deal with navigating high levels of uncertainty, change, and the friction of war. A lot of us are used to living in a world which is much more stable and predictable. Our task at the Solari Report is to ensure that we are useful to you, and we try to make materials accessible in the sequence in which you can enjoy and use them. Our subscribers live primarily in the Northern Hemisphere. The largest concentration is in the US and Canada, second in Western and Eastern Europe, and then a small group in Asia. In the Southern Hemisphere, we have a wonderful cluster in Australia and New Zealand, and then subscribers sprinkled throughout Latin America and Africa. Obviously, we're tracking with the English-speaking world. We range from very wealthy to people of modest means. At one point, I had a homeless person join. They got a complimentary subscription in exchange for offering us some pretty remarkable insights. They read us from the local library. So it was always wild to see the extremely wealthy and the extremely poverty-stricken collaborating on sort of how we achieve freedom. And it blew the whole framework off the 1% versus 99% framework, which I don't buy into. We range from deep financial expertise and knowledge to people who've traditionally avoided the financial system, which makes for an interesting combination. In fact, we have many subscribers who typically have loathed investment bankers, of which I am an investment banker. I was reminded by one subscriber who said during an event, she let out a scream, and she said, I was in the middle of a sentence, she just let out the scream and stood up. She said, "I've always despised people like you, but if I understand what you are saying, you can teach me enough about finance and the financial system so I can protect my trees and environment from horrible people like you." And I said yes, and then we hugged. And so, she started her journey to understand how the financial system works. It was one of those Houston, we have contact moments, and those are some of my favorite moments on the Solari Report. I'm on the learning journey too. We're all on the learning journey together to have a free and inspired life, and I'll be in the middle of a Solari Report, and lo and behold, we have another one of those Houston, we have contact moments. In 2012, I wrote a description of our subscribers. It's in the library where you can find all the pre-2017 content. And because it applies today, I wanted to read an excerpt in anticipation of recording this. Again, I wrote this in January 2012, sort of at the end of the financial bailout cycle. This year was my first opportunity to meet a lot of Solari Report subscribers in person. I was astonished as I learned story after story of people who literally hold the world together. Let me tell you about yourselves. You're people who take care of business. You start and run businesses or work in very interesting ways. You're professionals. You're engineers. You're architects and builders. You're doctors. You're lawyers. You're plumbers. You're teachers. You live modestly, you save, you invest, you take care of the people in your family, you take care of your parents, you take care of your children, you take care of cousins, you take care of nieces, you take care of neighbors. You're unbelievably giving. I had a wonderful client this year who said, it's not the activists who are going to change the world, it's the people on the line. And in fact, that was a great insight, which I've been thinking and talking about a lot over the last couple months since he said it. Because in fact, if you look at who really runs the world, it's the people who are on the line running the operations, whether it's government or business or communities or military. When the consciousness of the people on the line changes, it changes everything. What's amazing to me about all of you is that despite all the corruption, despite all the hardships, despite all the changes, despite all the lies, despite all the weirdness, you hold everything together. You make things go. You're positive and loving. Your leadership is a constant reminder that the power of love and gratitude translated into action is more powerful than all the corruption, greed, and small-mindedness on this planet. And I assure you, I don't underestimate the power of those forces right now. Your impact on the world is a reminder of where real power comes from. It's the power that we need. And it's the power that says to me the beginning is near, because many of you have had it with the old system and the old model. As inconvenient as it is, I think we're all ready to start to begin anew. I look forward to joining you this coming week for How to Use the Solari Report. I'll be recording on Tuesday, so if you're listening to this from Friday or Saturday to Tuesday, post your questions in the commentary where this is posted, or send them to Ask Catherine, and I can respond in the discussion. Talk soon.